if you're anything like everyone else, you're probably working today, and I'm working today, but I should have done this weeks ago. But welcome to that set that everyone else is building today as well. It's Thanksgiving harvest or something. The back has the return of the haha, but this time it's a brown bird scaring. He wants corn, and he sees some corn and some people, and he knocks over a scarecrow, and then haha, and then the man falls into the fruit, and then oh no, I'm drowning in the fruit. Vegetables? There's apples there. Whatever. Anyways, components made in Denmark, Hungary, Mexico, China, and the Czech Republic. Easy stuff. 40261, 134 pieces, or 33 pieces. Where did I get that for? Yeah, that's it. We're gonna go ahead and open that Boxerino right here. So these boxes have that pull tab, which is fine. I think it works reasonably well for when I need it to. Sometimes it is a little difficult and you rip tabs like that. And it makes more garbage that I forget to clean off the studio. So we can put that in the back, knock the camera real hard like, let's put it this way. Yeah, this looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the bags. There's the book, there's the back showing you some sets to buy for Christmas. The bags, there's 3 of them, and that's the thing that everyone wants to know. How many bags are in this set? you guys are so fun. There's yellow stalks, they're orange stalks maybe, bright yellow. There's some heads in there, including the head of the man, and the child's head is in there, which is great. And you get this piece, which I don't have a ton of actually, the basket. Did you get the heads? I don't know. Anyways, so hold on. I mentioned before that it's 133 pieces, which is kind of a lot, but not really. You get a very good assortment of colors here, and for someone that enjoys building medieval and fantasy type items, or at least the idea of it, because yeah, you're gonna say, oh no, you don't make castles and stuff. Yeah, I would if I had the space to make a giant castle and the money to buy giant castle parts. Anyways, the point of this video isn't that. The point of the video is this. A lot of brown, as you can see in this area. This bucket piece is in that kind of a tan color. There's also big foliage pieces here in a orangish color. Some plates, a lot of good pieces for produce and such. The apples, the kind of interesting thing was that both of the torsos are printed on red, and they have back printing on both of them. They're red torsos with long sleeves, which is the same part until you print it, which is interesting. Down to the dark reds here, there's some dark red short legs, which is always nice to get some short legs. A good selection of green, really, a lot of those little flower bits. And of course some stalks up here in that bright green. Then some dark green stuff, that slope piece there, I believe it's used in the carriage. Some black and gray, which is in every set. A fun one is, of course, wagon wheels here. A big tan plate, which you can use for all kinds of good things. The hat, of course, there. This little piece that they use, the technical pinhole. I thought it was interesting, the pieces that you got with this, and that we should maybe go over it real quick, because that's an interesting thing that I think a lot of people do maybe miss out on in reviews. So the next section, of course, is where I build the thing. So the finished set gives you an awful lot to work with. You do have to remember that I have some of my own stage dressings as well, but you end up with a nice little tree for the background with a little birdhouse in it. You've got a little farm field there, a bird which can either be set in the tree or done whatever with, a farmer, a girl, and of course both of them get accessories. The girl, they recommend to use the bucket, I assume to help water or harvest, and the man gets a pitchfork, which that's a nice accessory to get. I am always glad to get pitchforks. Of course you get a basket full of stuff there, and it can be just rested in the back of the carriage. Unfortunately there's nothing to pull the carriage, but you can set a person inside there, and there's no studs, so they're a little loose, but it looks alright, I think. And it rolls. It's a nice little carriage, very appropriate, I'd say. Lots of darker colors there, very subdued. I could see that being a realistic carriage someone might have. The other fun thing about the carriage is that it uses those panel pieces, so it could be imagined that those are seats as well to sit in as you are on a carriage ride. The other big thing, of course, and I'm not going to waste time on the figures, we looked at them when we were looking at parts, but they're fine. He's got printing. The other real big thing, though, that I'm very interested in is this build here for the farm field. I really enjoy that they gave us a bunch of different produce pieces made out of basic system pieces. Of course, we've got some stalks of some kind of grain. I thought these were corn, judging by the back of the box, but that's not how corn grows, so maybe there's some kind of squash. Not exactly how squash grows. 2 pumpkins, a third pumpkin for the head of the scarecrow, and he's very festive with his blue and red clothes. He's also got some stalks like the ones in the yard there. The last thing to note is that there is a tree, and the tree has a lot of great autumn colors. The back is whatever, but the front there is a very full looking tree, I think. And with those sprouts of, who knows why there's orange flowers in the tree. I suppose they could just be leaves, maybe. They look very good. So I didn't really talk about the birds. We talked about the bird at the beginning. Very simple. You do get 2 brown Travis bricks, the Super Erlings, the brick with the 4 sides with studs, and then of course the top, and the anti-stud bottom. I like to call those babes, of course, the bottom. So 2 of those in a brown color, which is an extremely useful color. So overall, I enjoy this set. Not very swooshable, unfortunately. I mean, I guess you could swoosh the birds. It's a family set, so there's no smush rating. Playability is reasonably high. There's a lot of stuff to do, you know, harvesting the fruit, and the little girl's bald right now, but, you know, just get all that fruit in the bucket, farmer. And I think it's a good value for what you get. Minifigures are $5 each, and if you're, they're probably not worth that because they're super generic. But if you count them as $2 each, that's $4, and the set was only 10. So I mean, that's $6 for all those bricks. That's great. And there's a bunch of extra pieces, the flowers and the stock pieces. I mean, you're gonna just have a great amount of things to do with it. So that's the end of the review. Remember that I am, in fact, am I gonna be able to zoom in on it though? I am the #1 YouTube Lego person that you probably subscribe to. If you don't subscribe to me, you can fix that right now. And if you don't fix that right now, it's probably your last chance for the entire year until 2018. This is a limited time offer. I will not be accepting you on December. It's only for this month that you can subscribe to me. You can, of course, follow me on Twitter anytime, and all the other things that I'm supposed to tell you. Oh, comment